Good evening, everyone. Today I invite you to embark on a journey of discovery, a journey into the transformative power of trusting God. When we trust in a higher power, we're not merely engaging in an abstract concept or a passive act of faith. Trusting God is a dynamic and energetic process that shapes our inner and outer worlds. Trusting God is not just a spiritual concept, but a transformative energy that holds the power to align every facet of our being with something greater than ourselves. To trust is to release the internal resistance that often arises from doubt, fear, and control, allowing us to step into a harmonious state where the mind, heart, and soul are fully aligned with divine intelligence. This alignment doesn't just change how we feel, it alters the way we experience life and shapes the reality we create. When we trust God, we tap into a universal energy field that is always available to us. This field, which some may call divine order or higher consciousness, operates with precision and intelligence beyond human comprehension. I think about the intricate balance of nature, how ecosystems work together seamlessly, how the planets orbit in perfect synchronization, or how life itself emerges from a single cell. This same intelligence governs the unfolding of our lives. Trusting God is about recognizing that we are a part of this vast and interconnected system, not separate from it. At its core, trust is a vibrational frequency. Everything in the universe, including our thoughts and emotions, operates on specific frequencies. Fear and doubt resonate at low frequencies, creating feelings of heaviness, disconnection, and limitation. Trust, on the other hand, is a higher frequency. It generates feelings of peace, expansion, and possibility. When we trust God, we elevate our vibration to match the energy of divine wisdom and love. This shift allows us to move from a reactive state where we are driven by external circumstances to a creative state where we co-create our lives with intention and grace. The beauty of trusting God lies in its transformative power over our inner state. Life is full of uncertainties, and our natural response to the unknown is often to control, plan, or resist. While planning has its place, excessive control stems from a belief that we must navigate life entirely on our own. This belief creates tension, anxiety, and a sense of separation from the flow of life. Trusting God dissolves this illusion. It reminds us that we are not alone, that there is a divine force guiding us, and that our role is not to micromanage the universe, but to align with it. When we enter this state of trust, something remarkable happens within us. Our mind becomes quiet, free from the chatter of worry and doubt. Our heart opens, becoming receptive to guidance and inspiration. This coherence between the mind and heart creates a sense of unity within us, a sense that we are exactly where we are meant to be, even if we do not yet see the full picture. Trusting God helps us step into the present moment with confidence and surrender, knowing that the unfolding of our lives is in divine hands. This process of trusting is not passive. It requires us to engage deeply with our faith and to cultivate a sense of knowing that goes beyond what we can see or measure. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean at night. You cannot see what lies beyond the horizon, but you trust that the ocean continues, that its waves stretch far into the unseen distance. Similarly, trusting God is about holding on to this deeper knowing, believing in the unseen, trusting in the unknown, and having faith that every wave of life carries us closer to our destiny. One of the most profound aspects of trusting God is how it transforms our external reality. The energy we carry within us shapes the experiences we attract. When we live in doubt and fear, we create resistance, which manifests as obstacles and delays. But when we trust, we let go of resistance. We open ourselves to opportunities, synchronicities, and blessings that we could never have orchestrated on our own. Trusting God creates a flow in our lives where everything begins to align in ways that feel effortless and divinely timed. This doesn't mean life will always be free of challenges. Trusting God does not eliminate difficulties, but it changes how we face them. Instead of seeing obstacles as barriers, we begin to see them as stepping stones, as opportunities for growth and transformation. Trusting God gives us the strength to move through these moments with resilience and grace, knowing that every experience has a purpose, even if it is not immediately clear. As we deepen our trust, we also begin to see the interconnectedness of all things. We realize that our individual journey is not isolated, but part of a greater whole. Our trust inspires others. It creates ripples of faith and hope that extend far beyond us, touching the lives of those around us. When we trust God, we contribute to the collective energy of trust in the world, becoming a source of light and encouragement for others who may be struggling to find their way. Trusting God is an invitation to step into our highest potential. It asks us to let go of fear and control, to embrace faith and surrender, and to align ourselves with the infinite intelligence that governs all of life. It is a process of transformation both within us and around us that allows us to live with a sense of peace, purpose, and divine connection. In trusting God, we discover not only the power of the divine, but also the power within ourselves to co-create a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. Surrendering to divine intelligence and releasing the need to control outcomes is one of the most transformative steps we can take in our lives. As human beings, we often rely on logic, planning, and effort to shape the outcomes we desire. We strive to predict, prepare for, and manipulate the circumstances around us to achieve a sense of security and control. However, this relentless need to control is rooted in fear, the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, or the fear of failure, or the fear of failure, or the fear of losing what we hold dear. Trusting God requires us to step away from this exhausting cycle and instead lean into a higher intelligence that knows far more than we do. The idea of surrender may feel counterintuitive. We are conditioned to believe that control equals power and that surrender is a sign of weakness or passivity. But in truth, surrender is one of the most profound acts of strength and faith. To surrender to divine intelligence is to recognize that we are part of a much larger plan, a plan so intricate and perfect that it operates far beyond the limits of our human understanding. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means handing over our fears, doubts, and need for control to a power that is infinitely wise and loving. When we attempt to control every outcome, we restrict the flow of possibilities in our lives. Our perspective narrows and we become fixated on specific results or timelines. In doing so, we often overlook or block the unexpected blessings and opportunities that divine intelligence places along our path. Trusting God and surrendering control allows us to open ourselves to these possibilities. It is an act of faith that says, I may not understand how everything will work out, but I trust that it will, in ways better than I could ever imagine. Imagine a river flowing effortlessly through a valley. When we try to control life, it's as if we're swimming against the current, exhausting ourselves in an attempt to force the river to flow in a different direction. But when we surrender, we stop fighting and allow ourselves to be carried by the current. This doesn't mean we abandon all effort. It means we align our actions with the natural flow of life rather than resisting it. Trusting God is about recognizing that the current of divine intelligence will always lead us to where we are meant to be, even if the journey takes us through unexpected twists and turns. One of the most liberating aspects of surrender is the release of anxiety and worry. Anxiety often arises from the need to control outcomes and the fear of what might happen if we fail. But when we trust God, we shift our focus from the what-ifs to the certainty of divine guidance. We begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. Every setback becomes a setup for something greater, every delay a reminder that divine timing is always perfect. Surrender also requires us to release the illusion that we have all the answers. Often our need to control stems from a limited perspective. We see only a fragment of the bigger picture and assume that our plans are the best or only way forward. Trusting God invites us to step back and acknowledge that there is a higher intelligence at work, one that sees the entire tapestry of our lives and knows what is best for us, even when we do not. It is in this act of letting go that we create space for miracles to unfold. Another key element of surrender is patience. Trusting God means accepting that outcomes may not happen on our timeline, but on divine timing. This requires us to cultivate patience and faith, knowing that what is meant for us will never pass us by. Divine intelligence is never hurried, yet it is always on time. When we surrender, we begin to see delays not as obstacles, but as necessary pauses that prepare us for what is to come. Surrender does not mean passivity or inaction. On the contrary, it is about taking inspired action while letting go of attachment to specific results. We set our intentions, take steps toward our goals, and then release the outcome into the hands of divine intelligence. This balance of effort and surrender is where true transformation occurs. It allows us to participate actively in our lives while trusting that the universe will handle the details we cannot control. When we surrender, we also cultivate a deeper sense of peace. This peace comes from knowing that we are supported by a power far greater than ourselves. It is a peace that surpasses understanding, a calm assurance that no matter what happens, we are exactly where we are meant to be. Trusting God does not eliminate uncertainty. It changes how we respond to it. Instead of fearing the unknown, we begin to embrace it as a space of infinite possibilities. Surrendering to divine intelligence creates a ripple effect that extends beyond our individual lives. When we release control and trust God, we become living examples of faith and surrender for others. Our peace and resilience inspire those around us to do the same. We contribute to a collective energy of trust that uplifts and unites us all, reminding us that we are never alone in our journey. In trusting God and surrendering control, we discover a freedom and power that cannot be found in force or effort alone. We align ourselves with a wisdom that is always working for our highest good, guiding us toward a life of purpose, abundance, and fulfillment. The process of trusting God has profound effects on the brain and body, reshaping how we think, feel, and respond to life. It's not just a spiritual practice, it's a neurological and physiological transformation. When we lean into trust and faith, we engage neural pathways that promote clarity, resilience, and creativity. By choosing trust over fear, we actively rewire our brains to experience life from a place of peace and possibility, rather than stress and survival. Our brains are constantly rewiring themselves in response to our thoughts, emotions, and experiences. This concept, known as neuroplasticity, means that our mental habits shape the structure and function of our brain over time. Fear, doubt, and worry, when repeated, strengthen neural pathways associated with stress and survival. This happens because the brain, in its instinct to protect us, prioritizes survival over everything else. When we focus on threats or uncertainties, even if they're imagined, the brain triggers the fight or flight response. Stress hormones like cortisol flood the body, and our ability to think clearly, solve problems, or feel at peace becomes impaired. Trusting God, however, activates an entirely different set of neural processes. Faith and trust calm the overactive survival mechanisms of the brain. They shift activity from the amygdala, the brain's fear center, to the prefrontal cortex, which governs higher-level thinking, decision-making, and emotional regulation. This shift allows us to approach life with greater calm and clarity. In moments of trust, we're not reacting to perceived threats, but opening ourselves to creativity, inspiration, and solutions that align with divine intelligence. One of the most powerful ways this happens is through the practice of surrendering our worries. When we consciously trust that God has a plan, the act of letting go sends a message to the brain that we are safe. Safety is crucial for mental and emotional well-being. It tells the nervous system to switch from the fight or flight response to the rest and digest mode governed by the parasympathetic nervous system. In this state, our bodies heal, our minds relax, and we become more receptive to divine guidance. Trusting God also enhances our brain's ability to focus on what truly matters. When we are consumed by fear or doubt, our attention becomes scattered. We fixate on problems, replay worst-case scenarios in our minds, and lose sight of the bigger picture. But trust centers us. It helps us quiet the noise of anxiety and connect to the present moment. Neuroscientists have found that trust, faith, and practices like prayer or meditation strengthen the brain's ability to sustain attention and foster a sense of inner calm. This allows us to hear the still, small voice of divine wisdom guiding us forward. Another fascinating aspect of trusting God is its effect on the brain's reward system. Trusting in a higher power often brings with it a sense of hope and anticipation for good things to come. This activates the brain's dopaminergic pathways, which are linked to motivation, positivity, and a sense of purpose. When we place our trust in God, we experience a sense of expectancy, not because we know exactly how things will unfold, but because we trust that they will unfold in alignment with our highest good. But this hopeful state fuels us with energy, creativity, and resilience, allowing us to navigate challenges with grace. The act of trusting God is also closely tied to the concept of renewing the mind, a principle emphasized in many spiritual teachings. Renewing the mind involves replacing old patterns of fear, doubt, and negativity with new patterns of faith, trust, and gratitude. Each time we choose to trust God instead of giving in to fear, we are reinforcing new neural pathways. Over time, these pathways become stronger, and trust becomes our default state of being. This process of renewal is deeply transformative, not just spiritually, but also neurologically. Gratitude plays a key role in this transformation. When we trust God and express gratitude for blessings both seen and unseen, we activate powerful networks in the brain that enhance emotional resilience and well-being. Gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking to what is abundant, and this shift has a profound effect on the brain. Research shows that practicing gratitude strengthens connections in the brain's reward system, increases feelings of happiness, and even reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety. Trusting God is amplified when paired with gratitude because it creates a feedback loop of positivity and faith, deepening our sense of connection to divine intelligence. Trusting God fosters a sense of awe and wonder, emotions that are transformative for the brain. Awe has been shown to quiet the default mode network, the part of the brain responsible for rumination and self-centered thinking. In moments of awe, whether through contemplating the vastness of the universe, experiencing a divine encounter, or reflecting on the miraculous intricacies of life, we transcend our usual thought patterns. Trusting God invites us into this state of awe, reminding us of the greater intelligence at work and our place within it. The science of trust and faith is a reminder that we are not just spiritual beings, but also biological ones. Our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs shape our brains and bodies in profound ways. Trusting God is not only an act of faith, but also a decision to live in alignment with our highest potential, both spiritually and neurologically. It allows us to move through life with a sense of peace, purpose, and connection, knowing that we are guided by a wisdom far greater than ourselves. Through trust, we harness the remarkable power of the brain to create a life of abundance, clarity, and divine alignment. Gratitude is a powerful force that bridges the gap between trust and manifestation. When we trust God and choose to live in gratitude, we activate a profound energetic and spiritual alignment that not only transforms our internal state, but also influences the external reality we experience. Gratitude shifts our focus from fear, lack, or uncertainty to a state of abundance and faith. It is both an expression of trust in divine intelligence and a catalyst for bringing our desires into existence. To understand why gratitude is so transformative, it's important to explore the energy it carries. Gratitude is a high-frequency emotion. Like love, joy, and trust, it vibrates at a level that resonates with divine intelligence. When we are in a state of gratitude, we align ourselves with the creative energy of the universe. This alignment opens us to receiving blessings and solutions that are already present but may have been hidden from our awareness due to fear, worry, or doubt. Gratitude, in essence, fine-tunes our perception, allowing us to see life through a lens of possibility rather than limitation. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you for what we already have, it's about embodying a deep sense of appreciation for what is and for what is yet to come. When we thank God for blessings that have not yet manifested, we demonstrate profound trust in divine timing and intelligence. This is the essence of faith, believing in what we cannot yet see. By expressing gratitude for future outcomes, we send a powerful signal to the universe that we trust in its infinite ability to deliver what is best for us. This act of gratitude bridges the gap between the unseen and the seen, making the invisible visible. This dynamic interplay between gratitude and trust is supported by science as well as spirituality. Neuroscience shows that practicing gratitude rewires the brain in ways that enhance our emotional and psychological well-being. Gratitude activates the brain's reward system, releasing feel-good neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. These chemicals promote feelings of happiness and calm, reducing stress and anxiety. When we express gratitude, we shift from a survival mindset dominated by fear and lack to a thriving mindset characterized by trust, abundance, and creativity. Gratitude also strengthens our ability to remain present. Trusting God often requires us to release concerns about the future or regrets about the past, and gratitude is a tool that grounds us in the now. When we take time to reflect on what we are grateful for, we draw our attention away from what is missing and focus on what is already present. This shift creates a sense of wholeness and fulfillment, even before our external circumstances change. It reminds us that we are supported by divine intelligence in every moment, whether or not we can see the full plan. Living in gratitude also has a profound effect on the energy we emit. Our thoughts and emotions create an energetic frequency that interacts with the world around us. When we dwell in negativity, fear, or doubt, we radiate a low-frequency energy that attracts more of the same. But when we practice gratitude, we elevate our frequency and become magnetic to blessings, opportunities, and positive experiences. Trusting God and expressing gratitude work hand in hand to create this magnetic effect. Trust provides the foundation for believing in divine guidance, and gratitude amplifies that belief, drawing in the resources and circumstances we need to fulfill our purpose. In addition to transforming our own energy, gratitude has a ripple effect on the people and environments around us. When we live in gratitude, we become a source of light and positivity for others. Our gratitude inspires trust and hope in those who witness it, creating a chain reaction that uplifts families, communities, and beyond. This collective energy of gratitude and trust has the power to shift not only individual lives, but also the larger consciousness of the world. Another remarkable aspect of gratitude is its ability to shift how we view challenges. When we trust God and approach life with gratitude, we begin to see obstacles not as punishments or failures, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. Gratitude allows us to reframe difficulties as part of the divine plan, trusting that even in moments of struggle, there is a purpose and a lesson. This perspective empowers us to face challenges with resilience and faith, knowing that everything ultimately serves our highest good. Gratitude also helps us surrender the need to control outcomes. When we trust God and express gratitude for divine timing, we release the resistance that often accompanies impatience or doubt. Gratitude reminds us that we are co-creators with the universe, not sole architects of our destiny. It teaches us to set our intentions with clarity and then let go, trusting that God's plan will unfold perfectly, even if it doesn't align with our immediate expectations. This surrender creates a flow of ease and grace in our lives, allowing blessings to manifest in their own time. Gratitude deepens our connection to divine intelligence. It is a form of prayer that requires no words, only an open heart. When we live in gratitude, we strengthen our relationship with God, fostering a sense of intimacy and trust that transcends any specific circumstance. Gratitude reminds us that we are always cared for, always guided, and always loved, no matter what we face. In living with gratitude, we unlock the full power of trusting God. We align ourselves with the flow of divine intelligence, opening the door to miracles, joy, and fulfillment. Gratitude transforms not only what we experience, but how we experience it, allowing us to move through life with peace, purpose, and unwavering trust in the infinite wisdom of the divine. Faith in divine timing transforms the way we approach life's uncertainties and challenges. It requires us to trust that every event in our lives unfolds at the perfect moment according to a plan far greater than our own. While human nature often inclines us toward impatience or the need for immediate answers, divine timing asks us to embrace the mystery of the unknown with confidence. It teaches us to surrender our need to control the when and how of outcomes and instead trust that everything is happening exactly as it should for our highest good. When we place our trust in divine timing, we free ourselves from the mental and emotional exhaustion that comes with forcing outcomes. Often our impatience stems from fear of missing out, fear of failure, or fear that things might never work out. This fear can drive us to push, manipulate, or overanalyze situations in an attempt to make things happen on our timeline. But this forceful approach creates resistance both within us and in the world around us. Resistance arises because our actions are rooted in a lack of trust, which disrupts the natural flow of life. Divine timing operates in perfect harmony with universal intelligence. It is the unseen hand orchestrating events, connections, and opportunities in ways that we cannot always understand in the moment. Trusting this timing means accepting that delays are not denials, but rather divine interventions. Every delay carries a purpose, often to prepare us for what lies ahead or to align circumstances in ways that will ultimately benefit us. Trusting divine timing shifts our perspective, allowing us to see obstacles and detours as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. One of the most profound lessons of divine timing is that it teaches us patience. In a world driven by instant gratification, patience can feel counterintuitive. Yet it is in the waiting that we often experience the most growth. Waiting creates space for reflection, healing, and preparation. It challenges us to let go of our ego-driven timelines and instead lean into trust. When we embrace patience, we allow ourselves to align with the rhythm of divine intelligence, which is never hurried but always precise. Faith in divine timing also deepens our sense of surrender. Surrendering does not mean giving up, it means releasing our attachment to specific outcomes and trusting that whatever unfolds will serve our highest purpose. This act of surrender liberates us from the anxiety and frustration that often accompany uncertainty. It shifts our energy from a place of striving to a place of allowing. In this state, we become more receptive to divine guidance and more attuned to the subtle signs and synchronicities that point us toward our next steps. An essential part of trusting divine timing is recognizing that life unfolds in seasons. Just as nature moves through cycles of growth, rest, and renewal, so do we. There are times when life feels fast-paced, filled with opportunities and rapid progress. And there are times when life feels slow, as though nothing is happening. Both seasons are equally important. The slower seasons are not a sign of stagnation, but rather a time of preparation. During these periods, we are being equipped with the wisdom, strength, and clarity needed for the next phase of our journey. Trusting divine timing helps us honor these cycles and embrace each season with grace. Another powerful aspect of divine timing is its ability to create alignment. When we trust in divine timing, we allow the universe to bring together the right people, circumstances, and opportunities at precisely the right moment. This alignment is something we cannot force or rush. It happens naturally when we release resistance and trust the process. Often we look back on our lives and realize that the timing of certain events, though confusing or challenging at the time, was perfect in hindsight. Trusting divine timing allows us to live with this hindsight in the present moment, even when the full picture has yet to unfold. Divine timing also cultivates resilience. Trusting that everything is happening as it should helps us navigate challenges with a sense of calm and hope. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, we begin to see them as redirections or opportunities to learn. This perspective empowers us to stay grounded in faith even when the path ahead is unclear. Resilience born of trust enables us to endure delays or disappointments without losing sight of the bigger picture. One of the most beautiful outcomes of trusting divine timing is the peace it brings. When we stop fighting against the natural flow of life, we experience a profound sense of ease. This peace comes from knowing that we are supported by a power greater than ourselves, one that is always working in our favor. Trusting divine timing allows us to release the stress of constant planning and problem solving, replacing it with a quiet assurance that everything is unfolding perfectly. In the context of manifestation, divine timing teaches us to align our desires with faith. We set intentions, take inspired action, and then trust that the results will come when the time is right. This trust creates a flow in which we co-create with the universe rather than trying to control it. It allows us to focus on the present moment, knowing that the future is already taken care of. Faith in divine timing is an invitation to live with a sense of wonder and surrender. It asks us to trust that there is a divine order to life, even when we cannot see it. By releasing our need to control and embracing the flow of divine timing, we discover a deeper connection to the wisdom and love that guide all things. This trust transforms not only how we experience time, but also how we experience life itself, allowing us to move through each moment with peace, purpose, and unwavering faith. Faith is an extraordinary force that can lead to the most profound transformations in our lives. It is not merely a passive belief, but an active state of trust that aligns us with the divine flow of creation. When we trust God, we open ourselves to a dimension of possibilities that go far beyond our logical understanding or perceived limitations. Faith is the bridge between where we are and where we are destined to be. It invites us to step forward into the unknown with confidence, knowing that divine intelligence is guiding and supporting us every step of the way. The nature of faith is inherently tied to the unseen. It asks us to trust in outcomes that have not yet materialized and to rely on a higher wisdom that may not always make immediate sense. This can feel daunting in a world that often demands tangible evidence and logical reasoning. However, faith transcends these limitations. It requires us to trust not only in God, but also in the divine potential within ourselves. Faith allows us to envision a reality that is not yet visible, and through that vision, it becomes the seed for transformation and manifestation. One of the most transformative aspects of faith is its ability to shift our perception. When we operate without faith, we tend to see life through the lens of limitation, focusing on obstacles, challenges, and uncertainties. But faith enables us to see life through the lens of possibility. It reminds us that no matter how difficult a situation may appear, there is always a path forward, a path guided by divine wisdom. Faith helps us to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth and to trust that even the most difficult circumstances can serve a higher purpose in our lives. Faith also requires us to step beyond the comfort zone of the known and embrace the mystery of the unknown. Human beings are naturally inclined to seek control and predictability, yet true transformation often lies just beyond the boundaries of what feels safe or familiar. Faith calls us to take bold steps, to trust in outcomes that we cannot yet see, and to move forward even when the path is unclear. This willingness to act in faith is often where miracles occur. It is not our certainty that creates transformation, but our trust in divine guidance and our willingness to align with it. Another remarkable quality of faith is its ability to create resilience. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Without faith, these experiences can feel overwhelming, leading us to question our path or lose hope. But faith acts as an anchor, grounding us in the certainty that we are never alone and that there is a divine plan at work. Even in the face of adversity, faith gives us the strength to keep going, to trust that every difficulty is temporary, and to believe that there is a light on the other side of every challenge. Faith is also closely connected to the power of intention. When we trust God, we align our thoughts, emotions, and actions with divine intelligence. This alignment creates a powerful energy that attracts the resources, opportunities, and people we need to fulfill our purpose. Faith allows us to set intentions without attachment, trusting that the universe will bring about the best possible outcome. It shifts our energy from one of striving and fear to one of allowing and trust, creating a flow that leads to fulfillment and abundance. A significant part of trusting God is releasing the need for immediate answers or solutions. Faith teaches us patience and reminds us that divine timing is always perfect. There are times when we may not understand why certain things happen or why answers seem delayed, but faith reassures us that everything is unfolding as it should. It encourages us to let go of the how and focus instead on the why, the deeper purpose that guides our journey. By trusting in this purpose, we free ourselves from the anxiety of uncertainty and open ourselves to the wisdom and clarity that come with divine timing. Faith also transforms our relationship with fear. Fear is often rooted in the belief that we are alone or unsupported, but faith dispels this illusion. It reminds us that we are always connected to a higher power that is infinitely wise, loving, and capable. When we trust in God, fear loses its grip on our minds and hearts. We begin to see fear not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity to deepen our trust. Each time we choose faith over fear, we strengthen our connection to divine intelligence and reinforce the belief that we are always guided and protected. Another profound aspect of faith is its ability to create a sense of inner peace. Trusting God allows us to release the burdens of worry, doubt, and control, replacing them with a deep sense of assurance. This peace comes from knowing that we are not responsible for figuring out every detail of our journey. Instead, we are co-creators with the divine. Our role is to take inspired action and trust that God will handle the rest. This trust creates a profound sense of freedom, allowing us to move through life with confidence and joy. Faith inspires us to dream bigger and reach higher. When we trust in God, we begin to see ourselves not as limited beings, but as channels for divine creativity and abundance. Faith expands our vision, allowing us to pursue goals and aspirations that might have once seemed impossible. It reminds us that with God, all things are possible, and that our dreams are not just desires, but invitations to step into our fullest potential. Faith is not just a belief, it is a way of being. It transforms how we think, feel, and act, creating a ripple effect that impacts every area of our lives. When we trust God, we align ourselves with the infinite wisdom and love of the universe, allowing us to experience life as a journey of purpose, peace, and endless possibility. Faith empowers us to move forward with courage and confidence, knowing that we are always supported by a power greater than ourselves. Living in alignment with divine wisdom is one of the most liberating and empowering ways to approach life. This alignment begins with trusting that there is an infinite intelligence guiding everything in the universe, including your own journey. When you align with this wisdom, you tap into a flow of synchronicity, clarity, and purpose that elevates every aspect of your life. It is the process of surrendering the illusion of control, releasing resistance, and stepping into harmony with the greater design of the divine. At its core, aligning with divine wisdom means tuning into the voice of intuition and inner knowing. This voice is not loud or forceful. It often whispers in moments of stillness, providing subtle nudges, ideas, or inspirations. Divine wisdom is not confined to the rational mind. It transcends logic and speaks to the heart and soul. When we learn to quiet the noise of fear, doubt, and external distractions, we begin to recognize the guidance that has always been present within us. Trusting this guidance requires faith, because it often leads us in directions that may seem uncertain or unconventional. However, those who choose to follow it discover a path that is uniquely tailored to their highest good. One of the key ways to align with divine wisdom is through surrender. Surrender is not about giving up or being passive. It is about releasing the need to control every aspect of your life and trusting in a power greater than yourself. When we try to control outcomes based solely on our limited understanding, we often create resistance and frustration. But when we surrender to divine wisdom, we allow the flow of life to carry us toward outcomes that are far more aligned with our true purpose. Surrender opens the door to ease, grace, and unexpected blessings. Living in alignment with divine wisdom also involves recognizing and releasing resistance. Resistance often shows up as fear, worry, or attachment to specific outcomes. These emotions create energetic blocks that prevent us from fully receiving divine guidance. For example, when we cling too tightly to our own plans or timelines, we may miss opportunities that are far better suited to us. Trusting divine wisdom means loosening our grip and being open to the idea that what is meant for us will not pass us by. It means understanding that delays, detours, and even disappointments are part of a larger plan that is always working in our favor. Another important aspect of living in alignment with divine wisdom is the practice of mindfulness and presence. Divine guidance often comes in the present moment, but if our minds are constantly preoccupied with the past or future, we may not recognize it. Being present allows us to notice the subtle signs, synchronicities, and opportunities that are placed in our path. It helps us attune to the flow of life and make choices that are aligned with our higher purpose. Practices like meditation, prayer, or simply spending time in nature can deepen this sense of presence and help us connect more fully to divine wisdom. Faith plays a crucial role in this alignment. Trusting divine wisdom requires believing that the universe is inherently supportive, even when we cannot see the full picture. There will be times when life feels uncertain or when circumstances don't align with our expectations. In these moments, faith allows us to trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. It reminds us that divine wisdom is always working behind the scenes, orchestrating events in ways that are often beyond our understanding. Faith bridges the gap between where we are and where we are meant to be, allowing us to move forward with confidence and peace. Living in alignment with divine wisdom also involves taking inspired action. Trusting the divine does not mean sitting back and waiting for life to happen. It means listening for guidance and then acting on it with courage and trust. Inspired action is different from action driven by fear or desperation. It comes from a place of inner knowing and feels aligned with our values and purpose. When we take inspired action, we step into the role of co-creators, working in partnership with divine intelligence to manifest our highest potential. Gratitude is another powerful tool for aligning with divine wisdom. When we express gratitude for the guidance we have received and for the blessings in our lives, we amplify our connection to divine intelligence. Gratitude shifts our focus from lack to abundance, creating an energetic alignment that attracts more of what we desire. It reminds us to trust the process and to recognize that we are always supported, even in moments of uncertainty. Aligning with divine wisdom also means embracing a sense of wonder and curiosity. When we trust in the infinite intelligence of the universe, we begin to see life as a grand adventure. Instead of fearing the unknown, we approach it with a sense of openness and excitement. This perspective allows us to navigate challenges with resilience and grace, knowing that every experience is an opportunity for growth and expansion. It encourages us to step into the flow of life with confidence, trusting that we are exactly where we are meant to be. Living in alignment with divine wisdom transforms how we experience life. It replaces fear with trust, resistance with flow, and doubt with confidence. It allows us to live with a sense of peace and purpose, knowing that we are always guided and supported by a power far greater than ourselves. When we align with divine wisdom, we step into the fullness of who we are, living a life that is not only meaningful but also deeply fulfilling. This alignment is the key to experiencing life as a harmonious, purposeful, and divinely inspired journey.